Today I'm processing poplar. I hope you can hear me over the rain. It's raining pretty good. I want to get a face court of poplar up. The observant of you may notice I have a different wagon. The other one, they're both from Tractor Supply, both groundwork. The other one was failing on me miserably. The welds break and it's just a very fragile thing. And I noticed when I took it back, they knew about that because there was another one there with the same problem on clearance. Anyway, I took it back and got a heavier model. This one holds more wood and it's easier to roll with more wood. Surprising. I would not have expected that. The other one was quite hard to pull with a load. And this has at least 50% times more wood. And I can pull this one-handed. The other one was a chore to pull. But that wasn't the reason I took it back. The reason I took it back was it was falling apart. Just doing this. It was a 1,000-pound capacity, supposedly. And I'm only hauling 200 pounds of wood. I was with that one. And it was falling apart. This one has better reviews. A lot of farmers and homesteaders use this. It is certainly easier to pull around. Noticeably. So I want to get this poplar off the ground before it gets really wet. Kindling goes on too. So guys, I want to talk about the County Line 25-ton log splitter and some improvements and upgrades I want to make to this, some modifications. You might notice one thing, I haven't told you I keep oil on the rails and on the slider here to prolong its life. That's very important. Always oil this before every use. You might notice I try to keep the channels clean while I work, even as I work, because they tend to jam up down in here. This angled slider here will crunch up the particles in this bottom edge and jam it up tight, and then you lose your full range of motion here because it'll start building up. So I like to keep that clean. Also, if you keep this cleaned out, there's a tendency to jam up under the piston. So you might notice every once in a while I real quick slide my hand through there without the piston moving. Anyway, you notice that I'm putting the wagon right up here to catch my pieces coming off. That's very helpful because the pieces want to fall off and bounce against your oil reservoir or your engine. Very bad. Another thing, I'm using the wagon as a temporary holding table when I split a bigger log. What I've been doing in the past, I'll split a big log, rip the piece off, let it fall behind me, wait for it to stop bouncing, step forward, process the one half, go back and pick up the other. There is a table made for this, a log catcher. It's on the way, hopefully today. But I wanted to get this done. I don't want to play around and wait because when the rain stops, I got other things to do. Anyway, there is a log catcher. It was not in stock when I bought this, or I'd have it already, because it is a very helpful tool to prevent damage to your machine, and it's going to speed up my processing time tremendously. So I won't be bending down picking up pieces 2-3 times, and when a piece falls, it will stop and not fall on the ground, and then I have to reach down and pick it up to put it in the wagon or whatever. Going to save me a lot of time. There's a 4-way splitting maul that's coming in the mail as well. I ordered that as well. When I went in, they told me the stuff was not in stock. I got home, went online, and it was in stock. So I ordered it. It's coming, maybe tomorrow. But it's a drop-in, really quick drop-in, easy 4-way wedge for this. I should say wedge. It's a 4-way wedge for this, which is going to make cutting logs so much faster. So the table plus the wedge. You'll also notice I'm always working the handle, and that takes time, working this handle all the time. So one of the things I want to do is, I noticed there's holes here on these 2 upright pieces, and what you can do, you can put a piece of string through here and tie it to the handle. I've seen people do that. When the wedge comes and hits that string, it'll trigger the handle, stopping your backflow and saving you that much rearward travel, keeping your wedge close to your workspace. That's going to help me save a lot of time. This has a 12-second travel, so I'm going to cut my time probably by 50% by reducing the full travel of the splitting head, because I'm constantly trying to time my work to manipulate that handle, and that's taking a lot of time out of my day when I could be concentrated on throwing the wood off the table. You'll notice in the previous video, if you go back to it, you'll see that I'm actually stopping. I stop my motion here and wait for that to kick back to a certain point and then trip the handle, and I'm wasting a lot of time. If I don't do that, I waste even more time. If I let it travel all the way back, then I have to sit here and hold the handle and wait and wait and wait for it to travel 3, 4, 5 seconds before it hits my wood. Very valuable. So there's 3 mods I'm already thinking about doing. You can also put a piece of wood down here, keep the splitting wedge forward, put a piece of wood in here I've seen done, and when the head hits that wood, the pressure kicks off the valve. I've seen pros and cons about that. I don't know. I'm going to do some more research before I start doing that, but it'd be simple to slide a piece in here and pull it out as needed for longer pieces of wood. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you do like this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and check out my Patreon account for special video clips that nobody else gets. Only $1 a month. Talk to y'all later.